I should cut all this out because it's been almost 3 years now that I quit drinking. I quit right about 2021, 2022, something like that. I went through the changes. I was just like a lot of you guys, if you're watching this video and you're battling getting rid of drinking, like the process of what happened. I want to kind of recap what I experienced and what I didn't really experience, because I used to spend hours and hours every day just watching these like videos on like how to quit drinking, with the benefits of not drinking for 30 days. So let's get straight into it and let's talk about the reason why I quit. It wasn't a financial thing. It wasn't a health concern. It wasn't a weight issue at all. It was just more of I drank too much. I was mentally fighting myself. Like I would be driving back from the school and it would be like, I'll give myself 100K today and I will buy some food and the remaining of the money will be on beer, something like that. I was constantly justifying myself to the point that I couldn't actually quit. I ended up getting a job at I was in a small town. It's quite south of Bangkok and it's in the middle of kind of nowhere. So I got out there and I started working at this Christian school. In that time, I did the same game again. I was like, I'm only gonna drink on Saturdays, Sundays. And I ran into the same problem. For 3 weeks in a row, I failed to not drink. I couldn't not drink. So I was always drinking. And this is when I realized that I had a serious issue. This is like the third time I tried to quit drinking and I either fall off the wagon or I can't even maintain like 4 days of sobriety. So I ended up quitting a very cold turkey way and I just cut back, and that's what led to like the benefits, stuff like that. And I want to talk about like what were the benefits for when I quit drinking. I used to keep notes on what to expect. Like on day 30, I'm going to sleep better. On day 35, I'm going to this and that, right? So the very first one is sleep. When it came to sleep, I didn't really sleep well for like 5 or 6 months. I don't know if it was a rhythm thing in my brain because of the alcohol or if it was just I worked too much, but sleep was never really a thing with me. But I will say on the counterpart of that, when it came to energy levels, I definitely had more energy. I wasn't tired all the time. Like, and that sounds counterproductive for not sleeping, but like when I woke up, I was up. It wasn't like I woke up and I kept hitting snooze and I took 2 or 3 days to recover. So my energy levels definitely got up there. And the next one that I really noticed was skin. If you guys see my older videos, I always had like dots everywhere, right? And it was a mix of mosquitoes and acne. And one thing I noticed almost immediately, like this is within the first couple of weeks, is when I quit drinking, my skin started clearing up. Like all over my body started clearing up. Like old scars, because I have old scars, they all cleared up. Like actually relatively quick. I saw that, I would say, the first couple of weeks. The next big one that I was looking forward to was the mental and the clarity, the focus on things. Like you'll be able to sit down and get to work. And I will say my clarity was definitely there. Now the next one is relationships. If there's one thing I've destroyed a lot of, it's relationships when it came to alcohol. And this is mostly due to a couple massive factors. One, I was overly honest, and two, I was never stable. And when I say I was overly honest, you know, when you meet your friends, you meet family, whatever it is, you kind of just say what's on your mind and there's no filter involved. You know, I was doing stupid stuff. I was making dumb decisions. Like I would just go out drinking and driving and like, hey, let's go party. It's like 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Let's go get trashed and party. And I come home at like 4 a.m. You know, like stuff like that destroyed relationships. And that was kind of one of my biggest regrets in Vietnam is I did destroy one of the better relationships I had out here because of alcohol, because I was just stupid all the time. When you do quit drinking, or at least when I did, the relationships stop going down the drain. And I'm more cautious about what I say to people. And I don't do things that are destructive like that. Now, the next one is just money. I save a boatload of money. There's not much to say about that. Drinking is expensive. It doesn't even matter if you live in Vietnam. In Vietnam, you get a beer for like 15 cents. Cheap, right? But the problem is you drink like 20 of them. 15, 20 of them. You go out, you eat a lot. You're paying for taxis. You get too drunk, you got to pay for a hotel. Your night of drinking 15-cent beers ends up costing like $40, $50 a day. And our salary is typically around like $2,000 or $3,000 a month as a teacher back then. So you could afford it, but you were also living in a country where you were making like 10 times more than the counterpart, like citizen. And you were still living check to check like they were, which made no sense, right? So stuff like that happens. Like we would just get in taxis and just like pay a taxi driver to take us to the beach. And when we get to the beach, it was closed. So we just got a hotel. So we ended up spending like $200 on nothing. That was kind of a big thing. So definitely you save money. The last two, are my health, the organ health, and then weight loss. I lost a ton of weight after I quit drinking. My organ health, I say that because I was always about the leaky gut, if you guys know what that is, and like liver fat. All that stuff went away almost immediately. After I quit drinking, I got heavy into working out. I got heavy into like jump roping. So I started burning so much fat. If you see my old videos, I had a round face. I had a high blood sugar content levels. I was ultra unhealthy. I had like a cyst issue in my nose. Like I sound clogged all the time. Like, so my overall health got way better. My weight loss, I think I dropped like 15 kilograms, like what, about 35 pounds since I've quit drinking. Like I've lost a lot of fat. Like it's nice, dude. I love it. When I meet old friends, they look at me like, damn, bro, where did you go? Like you're missing. Now the next one, and kind of near the last, is what happened in relationships. Now when you drink, you have a lot of friends, especially in Asia. You have a lot of drinking friends. You're out with like teachers. You're going out drinking, and it's kind of the norm. Like it really is. Like you think about America back in like the 90s. Like if you didn't drink, you were weird. If you didn't smoke, you were weird, right? And as you know, modern day smoking is like kind of frowned upon. It's quite hard to smoke in public. It's quite hard to smoke in establishments. Typically, smoking is just, if you tell somebody you don't want a cigarette or cigar or something like that, they don't look at you twice no more. It's just like, okay, whatever. So what are you guys doing? You know, like it's like that. With drinking, if you tell them you don't want to drink, they typically are just like, whatever. You know, like, cool, whatever. You don't drink, we get it. If you get to like Vietnam, it's a little harder. And this is with the locals. Like everyone in Vietnam is an alcoholic. I don't know any nice way to say this. Everyone's like drunk in Vietnam. But when it comes to like relationship building, stuff like that, and losing friends since I quit drinking, I will say when I quit drinking, I stopped hanging out with a lot of teachers and I started hanging out with more local people. And I started hanging out with more professional teachers, like older groups almost, right? Because a lot of the younger people in Southeast Asia typically drink a lot. Like, and I get it. Like, I was the same. So once I quit drinking, I started hanging out with like more professional people. Like, actually, I have three friends out in Vietnam that are doctors. I got a couple lawyer friends. I got friends that are within the government. I got professional teachers that work at like international schools. Like, I have a lot of high level friends. When I first moved here as a teacher, like nobody was trying to invest. Nobody was trying to get rich and retire. Like, everyone just wanted to like know where the next party was. And the people I have now around me are more of like, how do we secure our futures? How do we take care of our families? So it's definitely a different genre. When you quit drinking, you almost start a new life. Like, it's a whole new world. The final question, did drinking solve all my problems? I think it solved like financial problems. It solved health problems. It solved making bad decision problems, but it didn't solve the adjustments of making new friends. It didn't solve what to do with that money. It didn't solve what to do with this new free time and this new health that I've acquired. Anything you quit, you need to substitute with something. Like I meet a lot of people that quit drinking, they quit smoking, and they just cold turkey it. They don't substitute that addiction with anything else. When you quit drinking alcohol, you have to understand things happen. One, your food. You typically eat a lot more like carbohydrates and bad fried foods and stuff like that. Two, you're killing time. Like, realize how fast time goes when you get drunk. If you get like 5 beers, you go home and you're like, I'm gonna get some work done, and you start drinking, 6 hours is like instantly over, right? But when you're sober, 6 hours can actually take a long time. I had to start filling these gaps. This is when I got into Muay Thai when I was in Thailand. This is when I got into fitness and like jump roping and resistance training in Vietnam. This is when I got into rock climbing, bouldering, I guess you call it. You definitely need to start filling things up. So find things to do. Me, I got into bouldering and I got into like fitness and health. Like, dude, I look amazing now. Not trying to brag to you guys, but I look amazing now, and I love it, man. And I spent that time, instead of getting drunk, sitting on the couch, watching stupid YouTube videos and playing Assassin's Creed on my PlayStation 5. I was out doing jump ropes, push-ups, mountain climbing. I was checking out the tour sites. Just last year, we were at PP Island. We got it to ourselves in Thailand. It was insane. This stuff would have never happened if I was drunk. It definitely opened up a new window. So if you guys have any questions about quitting drinking, which you should, it's not worth it, guys. It truly is not worth it on any aspect. There is literally no positive to drinking. I'm thinking about all the times I drink. And there's moments of fun. There's moments of happiness and chaos and craziness. But when I think of all the worst things that ever happened in my life, it was all related to alcohol. Every one of them. The moments might be fun, but the long-term longevity of the results of what you do because of this, it's not going to be worth it, man. So if you can quit now, do it. Go do some freaking push-ups. Go make some friends outside. Go tell your wife you love her. Go say hi to your mother. We never know how long that's going to last.